that I can give myself. So it's actually a gift of your own ownership. Ownership of your time, ownership of being present, finding a purpose. This beautiful topic which sounds a little confusing, it's heavy at times, but it's a very, very important topic. Actually, I learned a lot on the way while I was working on, what to talk, what to say, which will not be so boring. So actually, the gift you can give yourself is the time, how you use your time, the choices you make, how you make those choices, and what you do with it. And actually, this makes us feel very happy. This makes us feel very good because only you're responsible for what you achieve in life. Only you're responsible for how you spend this time in this room, in this school, in your life, with your friends, with your parents, everywhere. Because you choose that. Your parents can tell you that school jana, theek se padna, dhyan dena. They can say that. Your friends will tell you certain things, but you will choose what you do in that time. It's you who decides how you own yourself. This is a very, very important question. Keep asking it in every juncture of your life, and you will have a lot of different answers, but you will know which one to go for. So it feels very good. It'll make you feel very happy if you own yourself, because you will not hold anybody else responsible for what's going to happen in your future. And if you want to be a scientist, a doctor, an engineer, these are small moments that are gathering to take you there. And how you own yourself will decide what you become, what that big goal is. Now actually I'll move to another quick question. How do you own yourself? First you decide you own yourself, but how will you do it? Will you do it as a fresher? Will you do it as a student? Or would you like to do it as a CEO of your own company? Will you take all the onus on yourself of what happens in your life, slowly, steadily, in small bits and pieces? When you travel, you have various moments, right? We eat, we drink, we sleep, we bathe. We come to study, we do various things. We have a lot happening, right? But we keep kind of distractions on. We decide what we do with it. So shall I do it as a CEO or shall I do it as a fresher is your choice. It's the choice you make of how would you own yourself. Let's assume your life is a company, and this is for all of us. My life is my company, that it's a startup right now, but I'm going to make it the largest in the world. I'm going to do something about it, right? How will I do it? Let's assume all of you, each one of you in this room is running your own company, and that's your life. How will you run it? So your time, how you invest your time, what is your strategy? How do you pay attention? Are you paying attention to this? Are you paying attention to your friend telling you something here? Do you have any takeaways? What are you doing? How are you spending your time? What are the choices you are making? What are you giving attention is going to decide the capital, the growth, and the way forward of your company. And it is absolutely up to you. It's absolutely up to your presence and the purpose you can find in the presence today. Because execution beats intention. We all intend to be great, right? I intend to be the best person in the world in the field that I'm working. You want to be something, we all do it. We all dream, we all think about it, but do we execute? Do we really execute? We came here today, I'm sure your school made a lot of effort to get you all here and get all of us here. They've made a huge effort, right? They were telling you, please pay attention. It's going to be useful for you. But you decide whether it's going to be useful for you or it's not going to be useful for you, because you execute your presence here with the purpose that your school has presented to you. Let's see if we are doing that. Now, it matters, right? The moment matters. It really matters because it's like this picture. It's like the sun and the cloud together. They're mostly together. We see sometimes the sun, sometimes the clouds, sometimes both of them together, the fox wedding. But they stay together. That's how the presence and purpose is. They're together. They're always together. But we choose, okay, what's my purpose? How am I going to be present? It's a topic which is a bit confusing, but at the same time, let me make it very simple. While I'm making it simple, I know we all struggle, and you are all struggling because I have just put it forward. You had to just give away a few distractions, they were there with all of you right here. But we were still struggling, right? Because distractions are there. While we were also sitting, there were distractions. And that's why we struggle. So how to focus, whether to avoid the distractions or not is your personal choice. It's how you're going to be owning yourself. But that's a choice we make. Another big problem. We all have a destination obsession. I had it. I'm sure all of us have it. We keep waiting for the finish line. Oh, and it does arrive on certain things. We do fulfill our goals, but where is the finish line? We wait, okay, I'm going to be very happy when I score this much on my board exam. I'm going to be very happy when I travel to this destination which I've been wanting to go. I'm going to be happy if I become the doctor, the scientist, the hero, whosoever you want to be in tomorrow's, and may God bless you with all of that. But we keep waiting for it. But the truth is that actually everything happens in the process. Everything happens in the process. And you're going to be owning yourself in the process. Because once you reach the destination, it's over. It's fun, it's great, it's awesome, but it's over. Then you think about what next? What am I going to achieve next? What's coming my way now? What is that big goal I should actually think about? Because we do not think that we have to enjoy the process. But actually, life is enjoyed in the process. This is a process. School is a beautiful process. It's so much fun. You're going to be out of school, you'll go to college, you'll do a lot of stuff. You'll be present, purpose, all of that will keep happening in your life and you'll miss these days. So make the most of it because life is actually enjoyed in the process. Board exams, a lot of fun because you're going to be out of school soon. Make the most of it. So, be present. And I'm going to actually tell you a little story which is from my lifetime. We've heard some beautiful stories here. So I grew up on the hills and I was in grade 9 and my father sat us down, me and my brother who was younger to me, and he said, I'm going to talk about something that is a little serious, but you'll have to understand this. So he said, you know, my father lost everything in Sikh riots in 1984. He said, you know, since then I've been building up and you both are grown up and we have to build it faster. So your mother is going to be with me at work and you both will have to come to the unit. So my father ran an embroidery unit and a tailoring unit at that time. He said, you'll have to come to the unit after school because we all have to be there. We are building up. So we can't leave you home alone. Very boring, right? After school to an embroidery unit, not fancy at all. So anyways, there was no choice, right? We would go after school to the embroidery unit and quietly I would observe day after day. We did that for years. Like I did it from grade 9 to my graduation, almost every day. So I saw these karigars, I saw my dad, every day finding a purpose, every day being present. So have you ever seen somebody doing embroidery or somebody painting, somebody working on some music notes? Have you ever noticed? Yes. They are present, right? They are present from the very beginning. They are present. So I saw these karigars drawing, you know, what they'll embroider on. So they would draw slowly, then they would take the thread, So we saw a lot of threads and fabrics and waste, and we would make the most of it because my dad would sat us down and say that, you know, spend time, make the most of it because this is never going to come back and this is beautiful. I never found it beautiful back then. But you know, slowly, I run a creative business now, and every credit goes to the vast time I've spent in that embroidery unit, looking at how they work, because there's so much devotion. And devotion comes when you find your purpose in present. And each karigar would come and say that, you know, हम ये जो पहला पेस्टली बनाएंगे ना, ये बहुत बढ़िया बनना चाहिए. फिर वो दूसरा बनता है, फिर वो तीसरा बनता है. Is how a garment is made. How a painting is made is you actually work very hard on the first stroke. If you see an artist working, a sculptor working, they work with clay day and night. They go on. It's so rigorous. It's not fancy. A painting can get sold, but it's been alive. You know, it's said that most of the good artists have died as a pauper, because the value is seen much later, so they don't enjoy it in their lifetime. So that's very important. I'm giving you these examples from a creative field because that's my experience, but I'm sure you will have many. Doctors work very hard and rigorous man hours, right? When you say, when your parents take you to a doctor, unfortunately in a situation where it's needed, they go to the best one, right? Why? That doctor is the best doctor. Because it's been a lot of presence, a lot of purpose. Presence and purpose, purpose and present has been done by that doctor so well that your parents trust that doctor more than anybody else because he was always present in the purpose. Or she was always present in the purpose. We see our country's defense doing some great stuff, right? COVID time, vaccine, India was doing great, right? Why? There were some phenomenal people. There were some great people doing great stuff and they were present in purpose. So my life story became a learning for me that, you know, everything matters. The first stroke matters. The first sketch of the embroidery matters. Because if the sketch is not right, the final garment is not going to look that great. Because the sketch was haywire. So being present in every step was so important. It was the main thing to do. So it's a very important thing how you own yourself, how you own your time, how you make these choices that you make. So please take care of yourself with the choices you make, and how you own your time is very, very important. Because ordinary moments create extraordinary results. You know, that ordinary moment that I spent here for a few years of my lifetime created some extraordinary ambition in me that I wanted to do creative work, and I wanted to actually build a platform where we could bring. I saw the artist would not get due credit, right? My dad told me, you know, this guy works very well, so let's find him 2 more helpers because his sensibilities are really nice, right? But what you create, nobody else can create. So you can't replicate, you can't clone them. So, but they created extraordinary results, and so can you. So whichever field you choose, do the small thing today, be present today. Your learning is very important because moment matters. Whether you are taking away anything from today matters. There are a lot of cues that you can take from today's talk which will stay with you for your life. But you will choose that. You will choose whether you want to or you don't want to. Again, your choice, and it matters. Because it's a compounding effect, right? It's a compounding effect. We all have learned this. You've done a lot of classes where compounding effect is taught very well, right? And it's for each and everything in life. It's how you conduct it. 10% and then 10% and then 10% would take you to 100%. And it starts now, it starts in every moment. Because this is truly happiness defined again by your own self, for your own life, and you can do it. It's completely in your control. This is something that you decide how you define and redefine your happiness, because it's a notion, right? Happiness is a notion. And we all are thriving to do something, to become somebody, to have power, fame, money, and we learned that compass very well. I loved it. A lot of learnings that I've taken from it. So we all redefine our happiness ourselves. So I would again come back to my first question. What is the gift that you will give to yourself? So gift yourself the best thing in your life. That is your own ownership, and be the CEO of your own company, and you will sail through anything. Last but not the least, it's Christmas time. Be your own Santa. Gift yourself whatever you can. Thank you.